G'day, this is Jason here from ForexPipSnager and Forex UTurn. Today is December the 5th, 2011, and we're going to look at the setups. So here's 10 o'clock GMT right here. Basically, your ideal point of entry was right here, which was, a couple hours before that or an hour before that. So all that you could basically do is buy dips all the way up here, and that's it. You got a few pip snags in there, and that's it. Today in the U.S. session, it basically did not give you a signal here because it basically bounced right off of resistance here. Then we had this big spike up here out of nowhere for whatever reason. If you did buy a dip and you bought one here, well, you suffered a bit at first, and then it came back up and did its double top. Other than that, there wasn't much more to say about that. Okay, let's move on to the 1 minute. We'll scroll back in time. Okay, here is 9 o'clock GMT. So, I learned a new trick here today from one of my new 1 hour Forex students. And all that you do is you press down on the scroll button, and voila, there is the crosshair. Press your left mouse button, disappears. Press the scroll button, there it appears. Cool. So anyway, from here to here, as you can see, there was not enough pips. So there was no trade in here, okay, because we had resistance too close. But then once it broke through resistance, which was right here, if you did buy a dip, you could have bought it here, but your ideal place to buy it was right here, okay? So that was not a trade. Then over here, I bet you the same thing. I was about to go reach for my crosshair when I don't have to. Right here, see we had 8 pips there, but really resistance was right in here. 4 pips. No trade there as well. What about here? It looks like we could have got into a trade. Yes, right here. Okay, would have got in. Never would have gave you the perfect pullback into the trigger. But you had some pullback. If you would have got in, yeah, there's 10 pips, right? You would have got your 10 pips after about 6 or 7 minutes. So there's our one trade winner right there, ladies and gentlemen. You would have got your 10 pips. Do that 5 days in a row, that's 50 pips a week. Do it 20 days in a row in a month, that's 200 pips a month. If you're trading one lot, that's $2,000. That's what a lot of people make at a regular job, if you're patient enough to wait for the setups. That's the whole key to trading. Patience. It'll drive you crazy trying to wait for it. I know. It drives me even crazy. So I'm not saying I have the perfect patience either, because I don't. Okay, so let's look at the pound now. And the pound, it also gave the trigger right over here at around 8:45, which is 1:45 in the morning. Okay. All you could have done after our time here was buy some dips, couple dips here. And then, as you can see, we had resistance here. So this was not a trade. It bounced off resistance. All that you could have done is wait for it to break through resistance, which it did over here. Okay. Then buy a dip. So if you bought a dip here, well, you got about 60 pips to the top. And that's about it for the U.S. session. Let's look at the Swissy. And the Swissy, ooh, it was a very roller coaster ride, eh? Okay, so in the Swissy, basically gave your entry over here. But there was no entry because it was blue in the filter, so there was no selling here. Here, I think there was an entry here, but there wasn't because it bounced off of resistance. There was not an entry there. There was no entry here. It was too close to support. There was no entry here. It was too close to resistance. There was no entries in here, ladies and gentlemen. You're too close to support and resistance. So, did we have an entry to sell some dips, some rallies into the trigger here? Yes, we did. So, once you broke through this support here, right here you could have sold it, made some pips. Right here you could have sold it and made some pips. And here as well, you could have sold it and made some pips. And that's it for the Swissy. And that's it for the ForeXPipSnager. Let's now look at the Forex UTurn. Ooh, it's looking ugly, ladies and gentlemen. Nice M formation here, but by the time that formed, it was right here, or maybe even down here, so there was no trade. And then we had a W, but that was the Sunday open. You don't want to trade it. There was no trade in here. No, not looking good. Let's look at the pound. Same ugly thing in the pound. We got our W or M formation here, which if you did get in, you only got a few pips out of it. There was no formation whatsoever today. Okay, so that's it for the setups for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.